Thank you for coming to Starbright Storytime. This is the book overview for week 29. The first book on the list we have is Peanut Goes for the Gold. This book is by Jonathan Van Ness with pictures by Gillian Reid. This is about Peanut, who appears to be a hamster, but might be a gerbil or even a guinea pig. And the unique character that is Peanut. Peanut is unique, individual, and ambitious. And this is about how Peanut decides to do something spectacular, and in the midst of it, kind of slips up, but makes mistakes work anyway. This is a wonderful book that supports any children, all children who set out to live their lives with a sense of individuality. This is Peanut Goes for the Gold by Jonathan Van Ness with pictures by Gillian Reid. The next book on the list, this is The Wonderful Things You Will Be by Emily Winfield Martin, and these illustrations are rather lovely. It's just a celebration of children and how they can grow up to be anything that they want, anyone that they want. We are all unique and individual, and with love and support, we can achieve our dreams. That's the overall message of the book. The Wonderful Things You Will Be by Emily Winfield Martin. Next on the list here is Little Boy by Alison McGhee and Peter H. Reynolds. This is another celebration of childhood. This is just a reminder of all the fun things that children like to do, the clever ways they like to express their creativity. All the things that keep children occupied, busy, and engaged with their imagination. It's a wonderful little storybook. Little Boy by Alison McGhee and Peter H. Reynolds. The next book on the list is Awake, Beautiful Child. This is an ABC book. It is done, it's actually a unique take on the ABCs. Awake, Beautiful Child by Amy Krause Rosenthal, illustrated by Garcia. An ABC Day in the Life. So on each page, A, B, C, the word structures create an idea of how a child might move through their daily routines and daily life. So each of the sentence fragments creates a picture of a child's daily life, all with ABCs. Very interesting illustrations as well. Awake, Beautiful Child by Amy Krause Rosenthal, illustrated by Garcia. Next on the list here we have Charlie and the New Baby by Ree Drummond, illustrated by Diane deGroat. Charlie looks like a basset hound. He's a ranch dog, and he is sort of, he thinks he's the center of attention on the farm. And to his surprise, a baby calf is born, and it is put to bed in Charlie's bed. So he is a little perplexed by how this little baby calf is getting all the attention. But eventually he comes to terms with her needs, and he shares with this little baby calf, Abigail, and I'm sure they go on to live happily together on the farm. Or I should say on the ranch. And there's a recipe in the back, Charlie's favorite egg in the hole. The illustrations in this book are quite lovely. This is Charlie and the New Baby by Ree Drummond, illustrated by Diane deGroat. Next on the list is Bees, Snails, and Peacock Tails, Patterns and Shapes Naturally. This book is by Betsy Franco and Steve Jenkins. This is an educational book. It also has nice illustrations. They look like they are made, the illustrations look like they are made by use of collage. This book highlights the different structures and ways that animals create patterns in nature, or the way that they are created in a form with pattern. So for example, the spider here creates patterns. The peacock is born with patterns. Here are some flight patterns. So we kind of look through different aspects of nature and the different patterns that animals use in nature. Patterns on the snakes. So this is a good educational book. Bees, Snails, and Peacock Tails by Betsy Franco and Steve Jenkins. And last on the list, this is The Big Book of Slumber by Giovanna Zaboli and Simona Mulazani. It's very lovely, this book. The illustrations are delicate. I don't know if they're delicate. They're comforting. There's something about the illustrations that are comforting. Great storybook pictures. It's just a creative, imaginative way of thinking about all the creatures, all the animals, and the way that they get tucked in at night for bed. It is a poetic book and very creative in terms of the different animals that find sleeping. These are at times odd juxtapositions for different animals. To find them seals up in trees and to find different animals sleeping next to one another. Again, it's very imaginative. A fun book. Good bedtime story. This is The Big Book of Slumber by Giovanna Zaboli and Simona Mulazani. And we had Bees, Snails, and Peacock Tails by Betsy Franco and Steve Jenkins. We had Charlie and the New Baby by Ree Drummond, illustrated by Diane deGroat. We had Awake, Beautiful Child by Amy Krause Rosenthal, illustrated by Garcia. Little Boy by Alison McGhee and Peter H. Reynolds. The Wonderful Things You Will Be by Emily Winfield Martin. And then we had the first book for the week, which was Peanut Goes for the Gold by Jonathan Van Ness, with pictures by Gillian, Reid. I'm not sure. I am very curious now. What kind of animal is Peanut? Perhaps it is meant to be vague. These are the books for week 29. Thank you for coming to Starbright Storytime.